Assalamu alaikum to all the listeners and viewers. I welcome you all to another exciting and educating edition of the Health and Fitness Show. I'm Fahad Matin, your host for today, and I hope and pray that all of us are fit and healthy by the grace of Almighty Allah. I do pray that we all had a nice and positive long weekend so far and looking forward for a nice and relaxing weekend. This program is broadcasting live from the studios of Inspire FM today on 30th of August 2018 and casting its positive vibes to all our lovely people in Luton. Our positive vibes going all across Luton like Dunstable, Harpeth and Bedford and going across on the airwaves of Inspire FM webpage, mobile app and definitely Facebook Live. You can watch us live on Facebook as well. If you're listening to this show on Sunday, that means it's a repeat, so unfortunately. But Thursday, definitely, it's live today on 30th of August 2018. As we all know, on our show, we cover different health-related topics, and every single topic is different from the previous one. But today, we are carrying on the same legacy of mental health, which we have covered last week, because we thought it is a very diverse subject. It is not as boring as people think, or as dry as people think. So we thought, let's move on and let's do something else in mental health and see what other areas of mental health we can capture. So today, instead of me giving you a positive quote, I thought let's start with a positive show itself directly. So without further ado, our topic for today is mental health, self-defense and physical activities. Yes, you have heard me correctly. We are talking about mental health, self-defense and physical activities. I know some of you may be thinking, mental health and self-defense? What do you mean by that? People who are who are challenged mentally are literally hitting someone, or we have to self-defense ourselves? No. We are not talking about that. We will be talking about slightly different things, and it's not me who will be talking about the whole thing. We will be asking these questions to our panel of guests today. Yes, we have a good panel of guests today, alhamdulillah. So without keeping them waiting, let's introduce them to you guys today. So from our Mind Matter, we have brother Jolel. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Welcome, salam.
How are you today?
Very well.
And from Pinjib, we have sisters Amina Muqtadar and Diksha Grave. Sorry, I said that I will pronounce your name wrong. Sorry, how are you girls?
Thank you very much.
Very good, thank you.
Sorry, your surname is?
Garib.
See, and how are you guys all together?
Alhamdulillah, very well.
Shukr, alhamdulillah. So, as part of our tradition, we always ask all our guests to give a little bit of introduction about themselves. So let's start with you, Jolel. So at least girls can have some confidence as what they need to say.
Yes, so we're having the Community Cup on Saturday. Mm-hmm. It's called the Mental Health Community Cup. And the reason why we've tried to bring in, a specific, unique sort of engagement with self-defense and the links to mental health is we need to break the kind of the association that we have with mental illness. We believe people think that mental illness belongs in clinics with counselling, but actually it doesn't. It belongs to everywhere in society, whether you shop, whether you do sports, whether you work. So we're trying to break the association to actually mental health and self-defense.
And what's your background in that in mental health? So guests who are listening to you for the very first time definitely like to know what's your background in mental health.
So I've been active probably around, about 12, 13 years now.
Mashallah.
I started off doing an undergrad degree in psychology back in 2006, and currently doing a PhD in terms of psychology motivation and looking at what actually changes behaviour.
Mm-hmm.
And we started this charity a few years ago to look at bringing education and community psychology into where we live and where we work.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of our volunteers have got either professional or professional experience of mental illness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So soon we will be calling you Dr. Jolel.
Inshallah, maybe one day.
Inshallah. Okay, let's go to our sisters, which is Amina Muqtadar and Diksha Garib. So, Amina, how are you today, and tell us about yourself?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, I'm very well. So I've been, from the beginning, I've started with Pink Diamond Martial Arts. So the founder is Hasina Rahman.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here on behalf of her. She unfortunately couldn't attend today. But yeah, so Pink Diamond MMA has started 3 years ago in Luton. So Berry Park Community Centre and Warwick Hall. They're the main two places where we have started beginning our sessions. But it started from as little as 3 people attending, from 30 young women and children as well. So it's been an exciting adventure as well. So we've also been on Luton News, British Muslim magazine. We've done a workshop in LSBC University. We've talked about the mental health side too, and how it links to self-defense and why it's so important. So that's my background. And I'm the events coordinator.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So you're not the person on the ground hitting the people.
Oh, I also do that. I'm
And Diksha.
Yep,
Diksha. Sorry.
So I've studied and worked at the university to begin with. I attend Hasina's Pink
Firstly,
Diamond.
you say your full name so at least listeners can understand. I've made mistake, and what's your full name?
It's Diksha Garib.
Diksha Garib.
Diksha Garib.
Yes.
So I've worked and studied at the university, and I currently attend Pink Diamond's self-defense classes, which are amazing, by the way, and they're all about women empowerment. And it's amazing to see that it's not like just for Muslim women, it's for all ladies. I'm not a Muslim lady myself, I'm Indian, so she welcomes everyone from all races, all religions, and she basically helps us to develop our self-confidence. So it's really great to be part of that.
Okay, that's good to know. Because whenever people says MMAs, that's the first image come in your mind is 2 guys in a cage, and they're literally hitting each other to the death kind of thing. So is that true?
Definitely not true.
Definitely, I can see you guys and saying that.
So females can do it as well. Like I said, as young as, was it 6 years old?
From 8
years
to
old.
50 attend the classes. So it's amazing to see literally all types of ladies coming and attending and taking part.
Yeah, of course there are boys classes too, but we're just representing.
Definitely. And at this stage, let's introduce our listeners. So listeners, I know you may have some burning questions in regards of this particular topic, which is mental health, self-defense and physical activity. If you have any questions and queries regarding our show tonight, please give us a call on 01582 481822. You can send your questions by text messages, WhatsApp, or on Facebook page. Sending for WhatsApp, the telephone number for WhatsApp and text messages, it's 07779 481822. I repeat, 07779 481822. Or you can send your comments or messages on Facebook Live as well. So let's ask the elephant, and let's highlight the elephant in the room, which is mental health, self-defense. Brother Jalal, what is that? Because as soon as I said, I have an image in my mind that a person who is slightly challenged hitting someone badly, and you are just self-defending yourself. Is that true?
Yes, not that last bit, but essentially what it is. I think the key thing is some people who might experience trauma or might experience isolation might not want to engage in counselling services or attend a workshop or attend a mental health conference or a seminar, but they might want to engage in physical activities. And again, football or other sport activities might not apply to them. They might not feel engaged. But with self-defense, it's a different type of audience that people engage, but everyone can relate to it in that sense. And sometimes, it's an opportunity for people to engage in a physical activity, and that might get them to open up about improving. Like I said, our guests will give you more information about the links and why it's important. But for us, it's about actually, equipping and empowering people from diverse backgrounds, ethnic minorities, people who might not engage in other mental health services, but it's just trying to engage people in a different way.
Because it is, although it sounds very intriguing, because although people who are somehow mental health related, have some mental health related illnesses, they feel down, low, stress, anxiety, all these things kick in automatically. Self-defense, it is good, but how good it is in terms of person's behavior. So let's ask our other guest, as you said, in your opinion, because you have seen people, you worked with them, you are training with them, so how important it is, and what are the impacts you have seen?
Well, I think it's massively important. I think when people hear self-defense, they usually think, oh, physical activity, someone's getting physically fit and healthy, but they don't think about what a major influence it also has over your mental state of mind. And I think that's important for people to realize that things like self-defense actually improves and helps you to develop your mental health and the state of mind that you're in, because at the end of the day, a healthy body equals a healthy mind and vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, since the beginning, we've seen, young children as young as 6 years old, when they started to attend the classes, they lacked a lot of confidence, they felt really shy, and they said they felt isolated even at schools, when they were going through a bit of bullying. And we've heard a bit of their background information from their parents who have, come to us directly to discuss this, that their child may not be as open, and maybe self-defense, can help improve their physical state of mind, being, and their mental health. And as I've seen, like, oh wow, sometimes you see the kids that you think that they're not going to show as much as you think they may show the first few sessions, as we started off 3 years back, and wow, and they have grown and developed through the self-defense classes, and they're very vocal now, that they can express how they feel, and they actually discuss how well they work together with other young children as well, and how they're doing well in school now because of these sessions. And they always brag and talk about it, and others are like, oh wow, we want to go to these classes, tell us more. So personally, that's what we've seen, like this sort of
the growth of
their understanding and their physical state and mental being.
So, in terms of the experience you have seen, what can you give us an example of somebody who came to the class who feel very down, low mood, or stress, or
so we had a young girl. She still attends the sessions, and she had a bit of behavior issues. This also related to her home stay and things that she was going through, and it took her a while to open up, but eventually, alhamdulillah, she started to show through her progress of achievements within the self-defense classes. Like, we do a few tests at the end, but it's all fun. It's easy to perform during the sessions, as we're always motivating the young people, the people in their sessions, to improve further. So it's quite fun as well. You may think it's such a serious thing. It's definitely a serious topic, and we do talk about this when the children ask, so what if someone does this, how do we respond? And through these questions we help show them and physically help them develop through different levels, and that's what Hasina does within her classes. So, and this young girl now, wow, like she's a teenager now, and she's full of confidence. She represents her school as well. So yeah, I've seen such a huge difference, and that's only one girl. I'm sure there are plenty of girls who have discussed this with the other members as well, and how they feel inside. So I've definitely seen that.
Yeah.
So in terms of activity wise, what sort of activities you guys encourage to do or trained on?
Lots of self-defense, or lots of kicking and punching and
It starts off really basic, so just anything, kicking and punching, it really is that, kicking and punching.
but it's building technique.
Yeah, it's a technique that you actually start learning and understanding the value of it, and how would they do this in the community, like in society, and if someone came to them, how would they react, how would they respond, and even doing school, how they would resolve things verbally as well. It's not just about fighting. Yeah, it's definitely not about fighting. No harm.
Because one of the things which has been highlighted to my show in past because one of my co-hosts, Nazir, he's also a martial art teacher. So he was giving a demonstration with his son regarding martial arts and self-defense. So he was giving a proper self-defense demonstration, and in self-defense demonstration it was more kicking and punching. And one of the guests asked that it doesn't look like self-defense, it looks like proper physical attack. So how can you say it's self-defense? So I'll put the same question in front of you. What is the difference between physical attacking? Because we are talking about people who have serious mental health issues, or some of them going through some kind of a condition. So sometimes when you give them a channel, they will come lashing out. So how can you control that, and how can you encourage them not to go physical every single time?
So we always remind our attendees who attend that it's not about they need to control their mind. Like, it's not about the physical, like attacking someone. It's more about defending yourself, defending yourself if someone does try and attack you. But we also obviously manage that behavior as well. I mean, like I said, some of the young girls, they used to have like behavior issues. But once they start learning the skills through these sessions and the workshops that we provide, they've learned that, it's more about getting away from the violence, not aggravating the other person, because of course behavior affects behavior. It's a boomerang effect. So if they're gonna start being violent back, then that's not what we support. And then we discuss this with them. Alhamdulillah, there hasn't been any of that, but if it would happen, we would train them to learn it's just about self-defense, not physical.
So Jolel, in your opinion, you have seen people from all spectrum, and as you're doing your PhD, definitely you're tackling with these kind of topics on your day-in-day basis. So what's your opinion as a person in this field? Suggest that a person who is going through mental challenges or mood swings, some people let's say, physical activities in sports help. How much interaction of physical activities in sports help tackle mental issues?
I think very good point was made around behavior affects behavior. The thing is, it's about breaking cycles, and that's what self-defense like this does. That's what's effective. So when we see lots of people are engaging in self-harming behavior, when people self-sabotage, whether it's physically or socially or psychologically, there's different forms of self-harm. Particularly with the latest research, we know that a lot of young females are actually self-harming up until the age of 14, and it's very, very common. But doing this type of activity gets us away from self-harming, and that's breaking those cycles. It's another way of releasing, it's another way of coping, and it's a more healthy alternative way of trying to get away from what they're doing currently, from self-harming.
Yeah, I absolutely agree on that, because on the other day I was in hospital, went there to from my working area section, because I work in NHS, so I was in the hospital for a meeting, and I've come across a case study where a girl who's been tried to commit suicide every single time she has done attempt, so many times, even jumped in front of an ambulance. So I was surprised, and she's 15-year-old, and I'm surprised to see those, and they were putting all those, and they were giving us the examples and so forth. So somebody like that, how can a person, what is the best route for that particular person?
So that person is obviously showing clear signs of distress. They want a release, and coming to a class like this allows them the opportunity to experience that release or exercise that release in a more safe way. In that sense, sometimes you can't keep it all inside. Lots of people, when they build up lots of pressure, they start to engage in self-harming behavior, and they'll tell you themselves, like, wish I could do something different. Now, obviously, this is much more in a physical sense. The actual self-defense is an opportunity where, actually, for that individual, come along to the class. Let's see if we can exercise your distress in a more health and effective way, and you'll be supported. And therefore, we have created an environment for people to express their feelings of emotions, which everyone goes through. A lot to do with chemical imbalance. Also, where you're living or your social networks can have an impact on you. But this is an opportunity. Actually, there's a space here where I can exercise those emotions in a more safer way.
So you have a session on that Mental Health Community Cup Day, and that's a free test session for self-defense, and it's for female only, right? So tell us about it, please.
I think I'll let Amina probably explain a bit more in that sense, because they run the class.
Yeah, so I think the way we would start the class is by obviously introducing ourselves, allowing other people to connect with each other, so they can say their names and whether what they would like to learn, and then we'll go through the basic techniques of self-defense and maybe ask them what they know about self-defense, and this might actually change their perspective about what they thought it might be about and what it actually is. And we'll have a practice session, and it's free, by the way. This is a free event. We have 2 slots. So the slots
2:30 to 2:50 and 3 o'clock to 3:20.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So we have 2 slots for that, so anyone can join in, and they'll just see for yourselves. It's gonna be amazing.
Okay. So in that class, so what will be your main emphasis in terms of explaining about self-defense and physical activities or anything else?
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll see maybe age based, see how many girls or women turn up within different age groups, and then explain to them as a whole on different levels of communication what self-defense is, and maybe see their skills as well. So we start off with them, not just about what we know and our knowledge and what we're able to do, and then they can show us, and it's amazing how a lot of people already know some techniques. Maybe they've learned of YouTube or Facebook, they've seen things, and they may actually show us, and then it's quite enjoyable, and then we have a laugh as well, and then they open up, they talk about their backgrounds, and sometimes they would like to talk to us alone as well. Later on, they want to attend these sessions, and then that's what keeps it going as well. Definitely. Yeah. It's really fun.
So far in your expressions by attending, because you attend this session as a attendees and from a non-Muslim background, so how diverse it is, and what sort of physical differences you have seen since the day you started till now?
It's extremely diverse. There's different races that attend.
Different ages as well.
Yes, different ages, different
but
races,
all girls
different
only.
religions. Yep, but only ladies.
Ouch.
There's
Otherwise, I
enough
was
things for men. Exactly.
Okay. Anyhow, carry on.
So yes, it's very good in that sense that she welcomes everyone. Hasina herself welcomes everyone, and she helps women to basically feel empowered. She helps people to feel confident in themselves, which help with their if they're suffering from stress. It helps them to basically release their stress. And because she does it step by step, and she makes sure everybody knows what they're doing, and she'll obviously offer help if people are not sure.
So when I'll hold you on that, because unfortunately the time has passed so quickly. No. We are going towards a we are going towards a break, unfortunately. So when we come back from the break, I will definitely ask you a bit more, as in how long you have spent in their training and so forth. Okay. But yeah, it's all after the break. So stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after these short messages.
This program will continue after the break. Continue listening to Inspire FM. Inspire FM.
Inspire 105.1 FM.
Assalamu alaikum, my name's Sabah Chowdhury. I'm a producer and presenter at British Muslim TV. Do check out our show, Women Like Us. We're out there changing and leading the narrative surrounding Muslims and Muslim women. We're on Sky 845 across social media as well, using the hashtag Women Like Us. Also, do please continue listening to Inspire FM. They're on 105.1.
आपका दिल दुनिया भर में कहीं भी जाने को चाहे तो ख्याल रहे कि टिकट एयर एक्सप्रेस से ही करवाएं। इस्लामाबाद और लाहौर की कम कीमत फ्लाइट्स from only £395, low cost holiday deals to Turkey and Morocco starting from £199, and tailor-made Umrah packages starting from £599. यही नहीं, हम 2019 के हज के लिए भी बुकिंग्स कर रहे हैं। एयर एक्सप्रेस लूटन, आप हमसे राब्ता कर सकते हैं on 01582 616 064 या फिर आज ही हमारे ऑफिस तशरीफ लाइए। 110 ली ग्रेव रोड, लूटन। याद रहे, मंजिल कोई भी हो, लेकिन सफर के लिए टिकट एयर एक्सप्रेस से ही करवाएं।
Luton's most luxurious venue for Asian weddings is now bigger and better than ever before. With 2 venues to choose from, Venue Central can provide the ultimate setting for your wedding. 2 huge venues, 1 high standard, right in the centre of Luton. Visit us online today at venuecentral.co.uk or call us now on 01582 451 767. Venue Central, affordable luxury in a central location.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Ian Garrett from artofeman.com, and you are listening to Inspire FM on 105.1.
Do you have an idea for a show on Inspire FM? Think you could be a presenter? Or maybe you fancy helping out with production, admin, research, or something else? Then get in touch and let's start talking. If you feel you have something to bring to Inspire FM, email us at info@inspirefm.org.
Luton Safe Deposit Centre is an exclusive and independent centre providing safety and security at an affordable price. We offer a discreet and confidential service in which valuables are kept under constant surveillance. Reserve your box from as little as £12 per month. Come along to our centre at 15 King Street, Luton, or visit our website lutonsafedepositcentre.co.uk. Alternatively, call 01582 43 1114. Luton Safe Deposit Centre. Keep your valuables safe and secure.
Your number 1 radio station. You're listening to Inspire FM. Inspire FM.
Thousands of Rohingya refugees are facing a new deadly threat from heavy monsoon rains, which have flooded parts of the refugee camp in Cox's Bazar, where almost 700,000 have fled to and now live in makeshift homes built from bamboo and plastic. Some have even died due to mudslides caused by this extreme weather. Help us rebuild lives and provide emergency humanitarian assistance. Call now on 0114 365 4454 or click on familiesrelief.org.uk.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Omar Regan.
This is Moses the Comic.
This is Rizwan Hussein.
This is Baba Ali.
This is Nabil Abdul Rashid, and you're listening to Inspire FM. Inspire yourself to listen to Inspire FM on 105.1.
Any health advice given, whether general, diet, physical or spiritual, is general only and must be verified by your doctor. If you need medical advice, please consult a doctor.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Health and Fitness Show. Assalamu alaikum and good evening to all our listeners and viewers. I'm your host Fahad Matin for this evening, and today we are talking about a very, very different topic, which is mental health, self-defense and physical activities. With our guest, brother Jolel from Ours Mind Matters, and from Pink Diamond Pink Diamond Martial Arts, it's Sister Amina and Diksha. This program is broadcasting live today from studios of Inspire FM on live today on 30th of August 2018 from the studios of Inspire FM for our lovely people in Luton. Our airwaves going all across Luton and the surrounding areas of Luton, like Dunstable, Harpenden and Bedford, and definitely it's going on our websites as well as on our app. So people who have our app can also listen us on our app, as well as the people who can view us. There are people who can view us via Facebook page. So if you are logged into Facebook page, hello everyone. So before we went on break, we were talking about what sort of impact physical activities or like martial arts or self-defense have on people who are attending them. And Diksha, who's one of the persons who attend, one of the participants of this class, explaining us about it, and unfortunately we just gone short of time. So let's begin our talk from that, and then I'll come back to the listeners. So Diksha, you were mentioning about the impact. So how long you are taking these classes?
So I've been doing it for about a year now, and so usually her classes are broken down into a warm-up session, a tiny warm-up session, and then she looks at techniques and skills throughout, and they're both verbal and practical throughout the entire session, with a cool down.
And how many times you hit and punch each other?
Oh gosh, too many times.
Yeah, it goes in stages. So basically, the classes include verbal and practical exercises. So it's not just the physical, like strikes and everything. It's also how to protect yourself verbally. So then you go through.
So all the swear words.
If that comes out, that's what comes out. We don't use that. We need to stay away, like, as loud as you can. You know. So words like stay away.
Yeah.
You know. Get out of my face and use your hand. So these are really highly impacted words. So we go through like primary strikes of self-defense, secondary strikes. So primary is like the palm strike, like I just described, but that's just a form of saying go away, but that's also a strike. Arm locks, blocks. So yeah. And then there's an interactive fun session as well, and then like Diksha explained, we have a warm-up session at the beginning and then a cooling down session at the end.
So if a guy really I just want to have a communication with you and you don't like him, say,
stay away.
Ouch. Okay, that's between anyhow, I'm already excited to see that class, but unfortunately I can't see it because it's a ladies only class. So ladies, if you have not experienced something like that, please do take at least a taster session, which is free at the moment, on
Saturday the 1st of September at Tempe High School.
Perfect. So go and take this taster session, and definitely for listeners, you're very quiet subject today, I haven't got any interaction from any of my listeners, which is a bit kind of surprising. So, guys, if you have any questions or queries regarding our show tonight, please get in touch with us by calling us on 01582 481822. You can send your questions by text messages or WhatsApp on 07779 481822. I repeat, 07779 481822. And definitely, and ask these lovely guests in our studios regarding self-defense, regarding mental health, regarding physical activities, because these things do go hand in hand in many different ways. So Jolel, tell us about the mental health problems which people normally suffer.
So if we look at from locally in Luton, the most common mental health problems are anxiety and depression. So statistically, 1 in 4 will experience a mental health problem every year. So that's like 25% of the population. But that's reported. We know there's unreported statistics. So in terms of
after watching a very bad soap in the evening where things are going very depressed and loud, and you will talk, the ladies in the house don't stop talking about it, isn't it?
Yeah, and anxiety is very normal. It's when it interferes with your everyday life that's the problem. So yeah, you might have conversations in the house which might raise anxieties, and you might feel a bit low. I think that's completely normal. But it's when it starts to interfere with your life that's when it becomes an issue. So in terms of statistics, so we got in Luton, unfortunately, about 24,000 people who are diagnosed with depression. So that's a lot of people, and this number is going to expected to rise if we don't do any sort of prevention activities, if we don't teach people mental health first aid skills, knowledge, but also the links between physical sports and their well-being. So we can't keep relying upon GPs, nurses, doctors and psychologists, psychiatrists to keep sorting our problems out for us all the time. It's not sustainable. So essentially, by building in more prevention, empowering people with education, knowledge, and doing it through sport activities like we got on the Mental Health Community Cup. And one of the great examples is the self-defense workshop that we got, where it's not workshop, it's actually 2 classes. So I was just going to ask, and Diksha, what positives do you think people might get out of it? Do you think, in both your opinions?
I think it builds self-confidence immediately because, like Amina said earlier, we've seen people who were so closed up and, came along to the sessions, grow so much throughout the sessions and be so open with people and be able to talk and, really show how much they've developed.
Definitely. I have an example as well of one of our students. So her name is Zara, and she actually attended a competition. So she represented Pink Diamond MMA, and she actually won. Alhamdulillah. This was with the Safari Fight Night fighters from all over the UK. So that was in Luton. That was female only. So that it just goes to show the leading example that self-defense has. That Pink Diamond, helps within that community.
Even the pressures of society. This is something that we were talking about earlier. Women, especially women who have had children and have come back after having a baby, they suffer so much from postnatal depression and all of that kind of stuff, but they already feel the pressure to look a certain way, and exactly. And because of that, they'll attend things like the self-defense classes that Pink Diamond put on, and Hasina instantly makes people feel like they're perfect the way they are, like they don't need to worry about what society thinks about us. As long as we're healthy, as long as we're happy and healthy, then that's the main thing. So yeah.
So people who come in your class, because it's ladies only class and ladies normally pay more attention on their physical aspect, so are they embarrassed about their bodies, or are they embarrassed about themselves? Are they being unconfident that they are coming to a PLAs where they can show lack of confidence or things like that?
I feel like it links to a lot of what you said about their environment and their upbringing as well, and the community, who they're with. Are they with people with a good influence? What are they going through at school? Are they could be self-harming, we don't know. They could be doing it behind closed doors or openly, just to show that they're seeking this attention, they need the help. So I think it shows that they're going through a lot of things in their lives, and they may not be able to feel like they are part of a community if they're not going to these kind of things. I mean, I think this has been raised a lot now because they've been heaving more about it. I mean, it's also with social media and on the news, you hear always negative things about within the community, and how you said earlier on, they may link this to other things which can get violent, but we're trying to promote in a good positive way. So we allow young girls and mothers and elder women to feel proud and confident of their bodies, not just because we want to change that, we want to instantly make them feel beautiful, because we already tell them you are beautiful, and a lot of them feel as if they are, but they can't express that enough. So when they come to these sessions, they're like, wow, I actually feel strong and empowered, and I feel like I'm able to conquer so much. Like that example I said, this young girl who has gone through competitions now, and she's winning, mashallah. So
exactly, and this is one of the reasons why Hasina really wants to be part of the Our Minds Matter event that you have, the cup going on Saturday, because she understands mental health, and she understands how important it is, and that's one of the biggest reasons for her to be part of something like this.
I have few questions in front of me now, and which is really good, alhamdulillah. I'm getting some few questions firing up in front of me. The first question says, what can we do to help one another maintain a good mental health?
I think the key thing is about reducing stigma. A lot of individuals who've got mental health problems, like I said, it could be anyone that we said 25% of the population. By reducing the stigma, people are allowed to talk about their problems openly, so essentially they're more likely to get help. And in terms of a chemical response, but the more positive we are about ourselves, the more impact it has on our brains in terms of making more resilient and less likely to fall ill. So it makes our immune system a lot more stronger in that sense. So what can we do? We can reduce stigma, but I think it's more like, what can I do? That's what you have to ask yourself. It's not about Our Minds Matter or the NHS or Inspire FM or Pink Diamond. It's about what can you do to reduce stigma and discrimination in your own network, families, workplaces. That's the key ingredient to support people with mental illness for the future.
Okay, the next question I received says, what classes do Pink Diamond run? Thanks.
Yep, so there are 3 classes at the moment that are running in Luton. So Sundays, Muay Thai, 3 p.m. at Warwick Hall.
Sorry?
Muay Thai.
It sounds like a tea or a test. I'm feeling hungry.
Some people
already.
say Muay Thai. I'm like, it's Muay Thai. Wednesdays, that's only MMA. That's Berry Park Hall, Community Centre. Berry Park, Dunstable Road, everyone knows. 7:30 p.m. And then Saturday, so if people can't make it during the week, you get the weekends. Saturdays, MMA, conditioning, and that's the Ultimate Athlete.
So you have Wednesday, Saturday, and
Sunday. So Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday. So Wednesdays are people who in the evening who maybe work and they want to attend later on. So and these this information will be on her social media, so Instagram, Facebook, just Pink Diamond MMA. You'll find that, and it'll be also at this event on Saturday.
Okay, cool. So guys, if you or ladies, if you want to know a bit more about it, go to the websites of Pink Diamond MMA. Or come to the event on Saturday the 1st of September, which is day after tomorrow, in Alhamdulillah, at
Denby High School.
Definitely. Another question. Hello, my name is I'm Sam. My question is to do with mental health. Anxiety is something I suffer from. How can these sessions help someone with anxiety? So this is to the both sides. So first
Would you like to start it off?
Yeah, I can give the link between, the connection between mental health and physical health. So what it does, it stimulates your mind and allows your brain pattern to have the opportunity to react in a different way. It's an opportunity. So normally when you have anxiety, there's different neurons in the brain which take a certain pattern and it becomes stuck in a cycle. So every time there's a trigger, it's triggers of that same pattern. And the key thing is about managing that anxiety, is about breaking that pattern through a cycle.
So the way that this can get managed is through self-defense within these sessions. And like I said, she's offering 3 different classes. So 2 of them are MMA and the other one is Muay Thai. So it's something else out of the box that they may think, oh, I want to attend that one as well, as it sounds interesting.
Like
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
I want some now.
Exactly, that's what I said. I haven't gotten Muay Thai yet.
Yeah, we'll have some before we go. Yes, I think there's a huge link between that and self-defense. They definitely need to come and attend. I mean, they can ask us a lot of questions even during these sessions, and they can feel free to contact us even on our social media. And definitely, if they can attend Saturday, that'll be amazing. And see how it's like for themselves.
Exactly. And Sam, it's not just these 2 sessions over there. There will be champions. Sorry.
Yeah, champions will also be present. So champions are basically campaigners that talk about their lived experience and how they've managed it and how they've are dealing with it right now. So essentially they'll be there ready to speak to the public, and they'll be there. Hopefully one will be at the self-defense workshop, one at the football event.
There will be circuit games as well that can show you how to control your anxiety. Plus there will be mental health neuro-linguistic work program as well.
Yeah, so we got that's being run by one of our volunteers, which looks at the language between mental health and what we call NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. And we also got one specifically designed for looking at depression and does Islam accept depression? So we're trying to talk about mental health in different forms and into other people's language and their background.
And definitely they are it's a range of things, so you can tackle your anxiety, unfortunately, if you're suffering with different programs which they are offering on that day. So please go if you can and attend this open day event and see which helps you better and can give you the guidance of making your life a bit better, isn't it? That's what our aim is, isn't it, Jalal?
Yes, I think managing your mental health, anxiety, whatever condition you got, it's actually a skill. You have to learn it, practice it, and keep practicing it, and then it becomes a condition and it becomes one of your skills.
I really like the example which Farhanda explained on last show regarding the drinking of water, and because it's when you are angry, and it is sunnah that when you are angry, sit down and drink some water to calm yourself down. But basically she said it is purely neuro-linguistic programming, because what you are doing is that you are changing the normal behavior of anger by sitting it down. So you change the state, and then by drinking water it changes the pattern of your breathing, so which calms you down. So all you have to do is when you feel that release moment, just hold that release moment and hold it as tight as firm as possible to take you out from that state. And alhamdulillah, I really love that example, and I'm to be honest, I'm slightly down in mood, and I've tried that and it worked. So alhamdulillah, there's always barakah. And so now, any listeners who are listening us or viewing us, if you want to learn these techniques, or if you want to have fun, or if you want to know how to help somebody who you love as a loved one who's going through these kind of conditions, and as Jalal said, mental health related issues are quite common in our life. You said 1 in
4 will experience it.
1 in 4 people experience on a daily basis, or monthly basis, or yearly basis, these kind of situations, or after having a not nice soap. Exactly. Yeah. So but let's move it towards you guys. So tell us about the experience you have seen, because I've heard that there are more depression and anxiety in women rather than men. So how have anybody came to your classes who have these kind of conditions, and how can Hasina or yourself help them to overcome their anxiety, their depression, their...
Yeah, so as we mentioned earlier, we've had some of the I'll start from the older women and then the younger. So the older women, some of them have been through traumatic experiences where they couldn't really discuss this with their family members, even their friends. They thought they'll be heavily judged, so they thought, if I come to this session, maybe a few sessions and see how it goes. They didn't really see it as a long-term thing, but once they started, they were like, okay, I want to win competitions, I want to go out there and raise this awareness about how it's made them feel and how they can help others. And the younger kids, the children, like I said, they've experienced bullying, and personal experiences. I think everybody has experienced some form of bullying online, in person, wherever, basically. But young children, this can actually, traumatize them. So if they're not getting that help or that support from other people, especially people who have this knowledge that they can share, and people who have the skills and have these sessions running and knowing about them, this will really help them with their self-esteem and self-confidence. And as young children, they have a lot of enthusiasm. I mean, this can help them as they're growing up as young adults, and they can actually make a change to the world and make a difference, talking about their own experiences as well. So yes, definitely it starts off at a young age.
Mm-hmm. I have another message from a person who have it says that I have attended Pink Diamond MMA classes and just want to say it has helped me with my anxiety and depression. Thank you, Pink Diamond. So thank you, Pink Diamond.
Oh, thank you on behalf of Hasina as well. She's changed my life as well.
I have another question in front of me, and it says that should mental health be a way? Should mental health be always be about when things go wrong? Jalal?
Absolutely no. That's the whole point of this event that we're having on Saturday at Denby High School. The first question that we ask people is like, okay, do you know how to use Facebook? Do you know how to use the Just Eat app? 9 times out of 10 they'll say yes. Right, do you know how to manage your anxiety? And that would be 1 in 10. And that is far more important than the Just Eat app. So you can tell.
What's Just Eat?
It's basically an app where you order food. Just Eat.
Just Eat.
Oh, Just Eat.
I said a bit fast. But you can see the actual literacy gap there in that sense. Like, actually, you should be able to know.
Sorry, I haven't used it myself. But then everything is available on the doorstep. So, alhamdulillah, we never used to. So, yeah.
But I was just going to add, so mental health is everyone's responsibility. They should know how to manage their own mental health in that sense. If it starts interfering with your life in that sense, you should be able to know where to go for support, how to change it, how to engage. You should know about the local services and all the wellbeing activities that are out there in that sense. It's like when you go to a shop, you know where the sweet counter is. You should have that about your own mind in that sense.
I love that, sweets. Anyhow, as we are running out of time, we just have literally 2 minutes. So let's do a quick round of positive messages before we finish our show. So let's start with the girls, alhamdulillah, sisters. So Diksha.
Okay, so I think mental health is a very important thing, and it's becoming more prominent as time's going on, and I think a lot of people are becoming more and more aware of things that are going on, about the services, about things that even our minds and matter are doing. And I think people just need to be careful and look out for themselves and look out for people around them who may need help.
I say stay confident. Don't let anyone bring you down in life. If you love what you're doing, then you continue that. You do you. And if you like what you mentioned, if you know where to get help, please go and attend this session as well on Saturday. And stay happy. And inshallah, you will be okay.
Alhamdulillah. Jalal.
Come down on Saturday. At Denby High School. Starts at 11 and it finishes about 4, and you'll learn lots more.
Wow. I really like the way the atmosphere it is, and definitely, inshallah, people will definitely come up, and it is a very, very important topic in many different ways, because it gives you courage, it gives you confidence which you need to complete or tackle the problems which you face on, and on that note, I must say thank you guys for coming in and sharing this knowledge. Thank you so much, Pink Diamond, and definitely please pass my regards to Hasina as well. I'm now looking forward to meet her as well in future in one of my shows, and I will hopefully do a proper show on proper girls martial art in future, inshallah. And thank you so much, Jalal, for introducing these concepts, because these concepts are quite natural and quite day-to-day lifestyle, but we do not do that. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys, and that's all for our show tonight. Unfortunately, if you have missed any part, please do get on. You can listen to our show online or on Facebook page. Other than that, if you have liked anything, please do let us know. Otherwise, until next week, I'm your host Fahad Matin saying Assalamu Alaikum.
Inspire FM on 105.1 FM. Coming up next, weekly live learning. Continue listening.